So yeah, a lot of unreleased stuff, different groups that never came out, and I got a lot of stuff that I put out, and just it wasn't time for it then, and then time passed and it just stayed unreleased, as they call it, it's in the can. And I have a new album coming out called 1984 that I'm putting some of the stuff, I'm redoing it and putting it on the new album called 1984. So the 1984 album will have a 1984 vibe, and it's going to feel like you're back in 1984. I'm using the old analog equipment, the 808 drum machine, the vocoders, and doing it old school for all the old school fans who like the old school music, but nobody's making it anymore. So I'm going to do it, keep my style the way I like it, not trying to be nobody else, just be me, put my style out there for the fans who still love that old school style. Actually, it was family. I had a nephew and a niece live with me, and I got married at that time, and I just wanted to be more close to the family and spend all the money been making over the years and just be home for a while. So I still did concerts here and there, and kept my name out there in America and South. I was always in the South probably every other month, but mostly it was just because I wanted to be with my family, my wife, and just hang out. Studio changed because of the computers. Now they have a Pro Tools machine that records the sound instead of the actual tape machine that will record the sound. So I like the tape machine sound. I think it sounds better, it sounds warmer, it sounds thicker. You get more of a live feel. The Pro Tools is too correct, too digital, but that's the future. So what we do, we take it, we EQ it as best as we can, we run it through some different programs, and then put it on Pro Tools, and it sounds close to the analog sound that we're looking for, but it's not exactly the analog sound. So we might take the Pro Tools and drop it down to a quarter-inch tape or half-inch tape to get that analog feel from the tape, and then put it back in Pro Tools, and it gets really close. That is the sound. The 808, when I first heard it, I didn't know what it was. I heard it in Planet Rock, and a guy named Africa Islam was DJing down at a club that it was in LA, and I went down to the club and I met him, and then I started DJing at the club. It was called Radio, and Ice-T was there and the Glove was there, and I asked Islam, like, since you know Africa Bambaataa and all them, what did they use to make that record? He said, well, it's called a 808. Like, what is that? He said, a drum machine. They got them at the Guitar Center. So the very next day we went to the Guitar Center and I saw it. And the guy taught me how to program a beat, and I programmed Planet Rock. I was like, okay, I'm buying it. Because I fell in love with the cowbells, the toy snare, the kick drum. Then I found that you can make the kick drum go longer and shorter, and it was like, this machine is a record all on its own. I brought it to one of the Uncle Jam Army dances and played the beats that I programmed at home, and many people walked up to the stage and said, what record are you playing? What record are you playing? I want to buy it. And I knew right then and there, this is a record. All I got to do is put some words to it or some music to it, and this is a record. And that's how all the records started. Well, the DJ life before 808 was really good. I became LA's #1 DJ, so the DJ life was really good. So now you got a DJ that's good with a drum machine, so it kind of like blew their minds. They wasn't ready for it. It was like, wow. It was like, what else can he do? And so the 808 was just like, we was playing the music, and I would put the tempo close to the record, and then I play the 808 with it like I'm mixing in the record, and I just fade the other record out, and the 808 just be playing by itself. And as soon as that happened, my friend Roger says, Uncle Jam Army goes live. And everybody was like, what? And he had a keyboard, and my friend AJ was on the keyboard going, choo, 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 choo. And then Roger was on the keyboard, he was doing some bass line stuff, and I was on the 808 and I was breaking it down, and it was like the first time we ever went live like that. And we started singing yes, 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 and the crowd went berserk. They was requesting a record on the radio the next day, and we haven't even went to the studio and made the record yet. So we went to the studio the end of the week, we made the record. We brought a demo down to the radio station, and it was a hot record. Just like that, we was record stars. Breaking and Entering all came from that club, Radio, where Africa Islam and Ice-T and the Glove and I were DJing at. And a film crew came in there and saw the whole culture in that club. That club was a little different than Uncle Jam's Army, because you could do anything you wanted in that club. Uncle Jam's Army had a certain program, you had to stick to it, because we had a lot of people to deal with. We did shows for like 10,000 people, so we had a program that we had to stick to it so everybody can get along and have a good time. At the club radio, it might have been 200 people, so whatever you wanted to do, you can do it. So I would bring the 808 down there and play the 808, play records with the 808, just whatever you wanted to do. And it was kind of like a free-for-all. So a film crew came in and saw the culture, like people breakdancing, you have people pop locking over here, you got the DJs mixing and scratching, and you could scratch a lot, and it didn't matter because you're not trying to keep 10,000 people happy, you're just keeping 200 people happy. And a lot of people didn't like scratching back then because it was kind of new. So you can do your scratching, do all you wanted to do, and just go overboard and do tricks on the turntables, whatever you wanted to do. So they saw that and they said, we're going to do a documentary on this. And they did a documentary from that, and it spread to all of LA, where they found dancers in Carson and just all over. And the breaking and entering came from that. K-Day Radio was really important as far as the records. They actually came in, the main guy, Greg Mack, came in to Uncle Jim Army Dance, because we were playing records that the radio wasn't playing. We were playing all the new records, like we were playing Electric Kingdom and Murder Rock and Planet Patrol and Scorpio, and the radio wasn't playing that. So Greg Mack came and actually wrote down the records we were playing, went back to K-Day and played the records we were playing. So actually the main guy from Uncle Jim's Army got mad that he did that. Like, you took our playlist and now you're playing it and you're getting the credit for it. And he kind of choked him out a little bit, and they kind of fell out, but then they became friends again after that. But he was mad at that, but we did a lot of advertising on K-Day, so we played the records in our commercial, and people would call in and request that record that was in the commercial, can you play that? And he would have to try to find out what that record was and play it on the radio. So K-Day kind of got their style from hip-hop style from Uncle Jam's Army, and they were already a good R&B station, so they were already big for that. And then when Greg Mack came in, he kind of took the hip-hop style and the R&B and his style that he had from, I think it was from Texas or somewhere, and he kind of put it together, and Greg Mack helped put that station on the map. And by us knowing each other from the Uncle Jim Army dances, when I had a new record, he would play it, no problem asked. And then he said that there was a lot of people requesting it, and I kind of didn't believe it. And I'm like, all right, so he told me to answer the phones at the station. So I would answer the phones at the radio station for the request line, and a lot of people were requesting my record, and I would tell them, this is Egyptian, blah, 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 and they would freak out. And I was like, wow, this is getting pretty big. And since Greg Mack was playing the records, he would report it to Billboard and other charts, and other radio stations would see that, and they'll start playing the record, because he'll put like Egypt ranked #1 on the station. So other radio stations say, well, what's this Egypt record? And they will buy it, listen to it, and play it. So now it's spread out. So I really give Greg Mack and K-Day a lot of the credit for getting that record to spread the way it did, because Greg Mack reported it to all the charts. So I appreciate Greg Mack for that and K-Day for that. The plans, the 1984 album, still working on it. It's almost complete. I'm trying to make it as the best album I ever did. So I'm taking my time. I'm not just going to rush it and put it out. So I'm taking time off, going on tour, seeing what people like, testing different beats, and coming back and putting it together. Actually, when Irresistible Bitch first came out, the radio wasn't playing it yet, and we had a dance that Friday night. So we played Irresistible Bitch, and that's when I came on the stage and I performed Irresistible Bitch, and they thought it was my record. And then K-Day wanted me to do a mix for it on the radio station, so I would do an Irresistible Bitch mix, but I didn't say bitch, I would put like breathing on it, like irresistible, hi, and do different ha. So I did a mix, and Greg Mack would say that was Irresistible Bitch by Prince and the Egyptian Lover. So kind of people thought that I'd made the record with Prince, and I just got real popular after that. Wow. So special thanks to Greg Mack and K-Day for that one too. Wow. So I was like a local star, like, wow, look at this, and the mix was pretty hot. And it was the first station to actually put a DJ's mix in regular rotation. Like, they would actually play the mix for the record, and it was just incredible. So I was getting more and more popular like that, and then the other radio stations picking up the record just helped me just tour and get tours and concerts, and I've been doing concerts and tours since 1984, so it's been crazy. I just want to give a shout out to all the electro heads out there, all the old school hip hop heads, and all the new DJs and new producers coming out. make your record as best as you can, because once you put it out there, you can't take it back. So make your record, make it right, put a mix down on it, do whatever you can, but make it right before you put it out there. Don't just make it at home and put it out there. Make sure it's right. Play it for a lot of friends. If you get a chance, play it at a club, see if people dance to it. If they don't like it, go to another club. If they don't like it, go to another club. If they don't like it, go back to the drawing board, make a new record. But whatever you can do, whatever you can do it with, go ahead and do it. I know a lot of people can't afford to go to a real studio and make a record, but you can buy the programs and make it at home and make it the best way you can. This is something new coming out. That's one I'm working on. Here's one. So as you can tell, it's got a big old school vibe to it. Those are the teas for the 1984 album coming out.
Much appreciated.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Good talking to you, man.
Likewise, sir. Thank you.